Yeah, at the end. When the last person picks a hero, there's like another countdown timer. I think that's
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
We did it.
We're in game, boys.
We did it. This
And
time
girls,
we
I
did
guess.
it without you, Reddit. Get ourselves into the game. Alliance versus Na'Vi.
Always
Me
want to
and you
take
did it,
credit.
Draskell. We did it as a pair. We did it
Together.
as a couple.
We channeled our energy into
We
Dota.
did. We channeled our energy. We don't need any of Twitch chat channeling their energy towards us. We've got it all here beneath the desk. Ladies and gentlemen, Alliance versus Na'Vi. As we're able to kick it off, I'll go through Na'Vi again, just in case anyone's joined after that. A little bit of a hiccup. So it's going to be Dendi on the mid lane Quap. It's going to be Artstyle on the support Licher off lane. It's going to be Funnick on that solo lane Earthshaker, Forced on his signature gyrocopter. And finally, that's going to leave Seneko on the Rubik. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Andy, a.k.a. Draskell. Draskell, do you want to tell us what's going on the side of Alliance?
Well, first and foremost, we're going to have Ake. He's going to be handling his Dazzle. And followed by that is Pycat on the Shadow Fiend. Magicka. Drafter going to be playing Lion. Loda is going to be playing the position 1 Brewmaster. And of course, the cheeseburger man himself, the Nature's Prophet Bulldog.
Indeed. This is, I mean, there's some iconic picks on both sides here. It's well, Rocket Barrage there. That's exactly what a Vorse thinks about a Bulldog there. Easy 40 XP.
You mentioned iconic heroes, and you know what I miss? I miss the TI3 Havost Alchemist that got like a triple kill against a tri-lane, just kiting around his tier 1 tower on the safe lane. That was like some of the most unbelievable stuff I've ever seen. And I don't know if it was because the other team was just being really bad, or if he was just that good.
Maybe it's just a Vorse being a Vorse, you know.
If there was ever a time to fanboy, that was the time.
Back in the day. Back in the day. But now, Na'Vi, they're trying to, you know, regain themselves back to their former glory, and maybe this is going to be the game to do it. Alliance as well themselves, been looking very strong recently. Obviously, there was a bit of a mess-up in that early series against the Empire, but you can't deny the fact that Alliance looked very good in that game.
Yeah, I feel like they had an advantage for quite some time until the unfortunate bug started arising, and after that it was like, welp, suddenly game is difficult after we lose like 2 team fights in a row because of it. But still, Alliance, I think they're definitely going to be coming into this feeling confident.
Yeah, so the tri-lane for Alliance will be on the aggressive. It's up against Tavors at the moment. He's got the support of Rubik. Lich actually hanging around with the Earthshaker. Funnick down on the bottom lane to deal with the Furion. I mean, lane-wise, who's coming out on top here for you?
Well, bottom lane, the Furion's going to do okay, but he is also not going to get total free farm just due to the Lich being around. Depends on if Artstyle feels like he wants to stick there, but as of right now, I think he might just be moving to top. And if it's Lich Rubik Gyro against a tri-lane of Alliance, the Lich will just passively win Na'Vi the lane so long as they don't get caught. Nice lift from Sonico there.
Holding back low there so we can't get the old clap out, and Artstyle is going to head to top, so he's going to try and turn it into this tri-lane versus tri-lane, because Funnick should be able to find easy levels and even a fair bit of CS against Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. He even started with a Stout Shield, so the Treants aren't going to be as annoying. They did buff him though, a little bit. And they also nerfed regular Stout Shield, so you only block 16 damage now, as opposed to 20. Where if you buy a Poor Man's, you actually block 20 again, so we'll see. Funnick is still taking quite a bit of damage here.
It's going to be interesting to see how the mid lane goes as well. Obviously, Pycat, we saw how strong he could be in the mid lane in that first one against Empire. He was absolutely dominating recently. He could be very dead here. Then he just comes in with the dagger and a few right clicks. And we're talking about how strong Pycat was looking earlier, but Dendi, you know, there's no questioning his ability on the Queen of Pain, finding the first blood there. Top lane, they'll find an Earth Spike onto Vorst. He pops the Rocket Barrage. Loader, he's taking so much damage from it. Admiral Bulldog TP's in. Welcome to Kappa Club. Jaro goes down, and now with the body blocking here of the Treants, they're going to maybe find Artstyle as well. Look at this control. They will indeed. It's going to be another kill there for Alliance, and well, that's what happens when you let Bulldog get the old Nature's Prophet.
His Prophet is completely insane. Like, very few Prophet players would have been able to kill the second hero there, the Lich, of course, but still, very phenomenal play from Bulldog, as we would expect on that hero.
Dendi playing very close to death's edge here in the mid lane, but there's a rotation from Seneko. He's going to be able to telekinesis back Pycat, and Pycat takes a dagger to the backside and the right click. He'll go down in the mid lane, 2 for 2 so far, and this certainly looks to be the beginnings of a game that we were hoping it was going to be, Draskell.
Lots of action here, and not really much help for the Shadow Fiend. I feel like Alliance, if they rotate any of their heroes to help out Pycat, they're just going to lose their top lane because of the Lich being there. The one saving grace, I guess, is Bulldog is already off to a pretty decent start, and if he's in the lane, he actually does fairly well against the Earthshaker, but every time he teleports, it means that Funnick's going to be getting some farm. So there's a lot of trades being made here in the early game, and I would still say that maybe Na'Vi have a slight edge. They just need to ensure that they don't lose top. That's the one thing that cannot go wrong for them.
I mean, the farm for Vorce so far doing very well. 16 CS in this lane. The aggressive tri-lane arguably not being able to do maybe as much as they hoped that it would in the start for Alliance.
I think they were maybe expecting 2-1-2, and then they just kind of forgot that Lich just auto-wins you a lane, which is really frustrating against a tri-lane that kind of wants to commit for kills. And they've even gone as far as to just completely abandon the tri-lane idea entirely and just bring Magicka to mid, just to make sure that Pycat doesn't die. But again, when that happens, you run the risk of just losing more heroes.
Okay, could be in trouble as Vorce coming in with the Rocket Barrage. It's Saneko, they're holding back Loda so we can't get to Vorce, but here comes Bulldog. He's going to be able to help them find the return kill onto the Gyrocopter, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 here in this top lane. Vorce trading his life for his support, arguably something that Na'Vi aren't going to be too happy with.
Yeah, that wasn't in the end the right call. And maybe, I don't know, Prophet is one of those heroes that you kind of have to be used to playing against. Like just being able to throw in another hero into every single engagement. It's just, it cannot be underestimated, especially when it's Bulldog's Prophet.
Indeed, I think Bulldog has been involved in all 3 kills so far. Mid lane, Dendi there with a straight up Sonic Wave, bringing down Pycat. There will be the Earth Spike and the Hex. Magicka does find a return kill. But nonetheless, I don't know, more kills under the belt of Dendi as he continues to dominate the top lane. Oh, sorry, the mid lane. Top lane, though, Loda getting lifted back here. Vorce with the Rocket Barrage, with the right click, should be able to find Loda. Loda, he's getting bowled up. It's not enough as a Fade Bolt comes in and finishes him off. Vorce getting trapped up in the trees as Bulldog trying to find some return action, but it isn't going to happen. And now Na'Vi, they do begin to break away in terms of the kills. A little kind of 2-for-1 engagement there. The Alliance, they lose Pycat, they lose Loda, and Na'Vi, they only lose Dendi.
Now the Shaker is free farming though, which is kind of problematic. Like, you don't want the Earthshaker to just have a free lane. He's already level 6.
Oh, Loda and Ake, they've turned up into the lane. He does have 6 indeed, but oh, the Nature's Wrath throwing through as well, bringing him so darn low. He has got the bottle, trying to pull himself up and through the tree line. Can Funnick make the plays happen? He's trying to juke this one out. Ake is in front of him. There's your Echo Slam, tries to follow it up, but it's not there in time. Dazzle with the heal, bringing down Funnick.
If only he had level 2 Aftershock, he might have been able to kill there. Because level 1 Aftershock doesn't stun for very long at all. It's like a little bit more than a half a second. He might have been able to get the enchant to get the kill on Ake at least before he died. So very close, almost turned that one around, but not quite.
5 for 5 at the moment. In terms of CS, the farm looking very good for Na'Vi. Vorce 31 at the moment, Dendi 27. The closest behind that is Bulldog on the side of Alliance, 26 CS. And then, I mean, Pycat obviously didn't have a great time in the mid lane. Look at the amount of denies that Dendi's had as well. That mid lane has gone very well for the Quap. And, you know, we talk about the fact that SF should still be able to farm it, but I guess when you play up against the Quap, on top lane, Bulldog, he tries to TP out, but the Fisher's there to cancel it. Vorce with a Rocket Barrage. They will be able to bring down the Rat.
That was a really nice pick there from Na'Vi, and every time somebody moves around the map, you're just sacrificing farm at this point for either team. So when you gank like that,
Dendi, he might find Pycat indeed. He finds the dagger onto him. He's not going to blink forward. He's a little bit scared of the
there's still a
Hex,
well. Yeah, so he can't go forward. A level 1 Hex is still 2.5 seconds to disable, and that's a little bit too much for him to feel comfortable diving, so definitely understand that choice. But smoke here from Na'Vi.
Indeed, both Funnick and Saneko making the rotation here. In the jungle at the moment, it is Pycat. Of course, they know that he's here as a Shadow Fiend. This is where he's going to be going. In comes the Nature's Wrath. It will burst down Saneko, but with the control from Funnick, one more slap will do it, as they do bring Pycat down here. They did lose Lich on the bottom lane, though, to the aggression of Loda and Bulldog.
Yeah, but losing your Shadow Fiend in trade for a Lich, I think Na'Vi are going to be okay with that. They could be getting caught out here.
Magicka and Ake trying to trap up both Saneko and Glibasha. There's going to be the poison touch onto Glibasha, and Saneko getting stunned up, hexed up. He'll go down. Dendi blinking forward. Sonic Wave is only going to connect onto Ake. There's the scream onto 2. Lion will go down. Loda, he might find Funnick in return with the slaps. Will bring down Funnick, and Ake is hiding in the trees, but Dendi will find him. Double kill now for Dendi, but in comes Pycat. There's the backup of Loda as well. He's got a blink in a second. Dendi should be okay here, and he will indeed be able to get out. Maybe he wants to go back in there. He's hanging about. He's got his bottle back on him. He could continue the aggression, as he's just going to chill around here on the sidelines and throw in potential. No, he's just going to back himself up. But no, Dendi with a double kill there, and the fact that this Quap, 5 kills, 1 assist, 8 minutes in.
Dendi's a player, man. I mean, he killed the Shadow Fiend at what, level 3, I think it was? And I think it was just Pycat maybe misjudging when the Queen was actually going to hit level 3, so he got level 2 dagger, and then that's just too much to deal with, and he got blinked on. And bottom, they want the rat, but I don't know if they're going to be able to find Bulldog. They don't really have a good initiator just yet, but with a Shaker, they might be able to do this.
Mid lane, Dendi going deep onto Ake. There is Pycat here as well, so maybe Dendi playing a little too aggressive will be able to blink out. He knows what he's doing, and he'll just TP straight back home. The damage over time for the poison not going to be enough. Top lane, Loda, Magka, and Bulldog, they went in, and they went in hard, and they find the kill onto Vorst.
More importantly, Loda now has a split up. Like, he's level 7, so whenever they want to try to take a team engagement with that kind of utility, I think Alliance should probably come out on top, unless for some reason the Brew gets caught out and dies before he's able to pop his ult. Against Navi's team, I guess it's possible, but you'd kind of have to echo him, like throw everything at him to be able to burst him before that happens. So maybe Alliance looking to try to play around their Brew here a little bit. At the very least, get Loda a blink, which he is very close to.
We hex in the mid lane onto Dendi, trying to stop him from chasing down the Lion. Fisher from Funnick catching out Ake, but Pycat's there to back Ake up, and Funnick's got to get himself out of here. He's got Art Style in the nearby as well, so he should be okay. Bulldog TPing in. Thinking about the Sprout, but now Funnick's been able to create the distance between them, and he'll be fine for the moment.
He's got Quelling Blade anyway, so even if they had thrown out a Sprout, it would have actually more than likely blocked Alliance more than it would have trapped Funnick in. So he is living life on the edge though, man. He's got a ward on the high ground, so he sees everything that's going on, but he's still like very aggressively positioned. He's
going to back towards mid, where we'll find reunion with both Funnick and, both Quap and Artstar sitting around the tier 1 in the mid lane. But farm-wise, still top of the net worth. You've got Dendi, followed up by Loda. Loda, does he have his blink complete now? We did see him, hey, mid lane. There's a Sonic Wave. There's going to be a very clutch Shallow Grave, keeping Magka alive. The ultimate from Dazzle catching all of Dendi, Artstar, and Funnick, maybe making them think twice before they want to go in again. Loda will find himself the rune at the top of Loda. There's a lot of heroes surrounding you. He has got the Promise Split. They're trying to control him so he can't get off the ultimate, and he won't be able to get off the ultimate. He does go down there. Navi with the control to bring down the Brewmaster.
I think he may have had time to split after that Chain Frost came off. Like, he walked a little bit instead of going for the split animation, but they did nerf it some time ago, so the animation itself is a bit longer. Bulldog gets the last hit on the bottom tier 1 tower, so Artstyle not able to get that deny, but still picking off the Brew, especially when he would have had his blink timing, like right now, basically, instead. Like, he'll have it when he's alive, so it's not a huge loss, but him not being able to get the split off and turn the fight around for Alliance is a pretty big deal.
Structures are fortified.
And there we go, that is your blink. He TP's up to the top lane. He's going to look to jump in straight away onto her Vorst, but a Vorst for the Rocket Barrage, and there's the backup of Seneko. Cooldown as well. Loda does manage to get off the split, though, this time. He throws the bolt onto Vorst. They'll bring down a Vorst on the Gyrocopter. Now he holds the Rubik in place, but Rubik will almost certainly go down here as well. Seneko to fall also. Dazzle was also able to deny the tower there. 2 heroes going down in the top lane. Lich went down also in the bottom lane, by looks of it, to, I can guess, a finger from Magka.
He is so high level and overfarmed. Like, he's level 8 at 11 minutes on support Lion, who was walking around the map, and then he's got 1,500 gold at 11 minutes in. Like, he is completely dead. So if you get good denies on the first, like, 4 or 5 creep waves, you always hit level 3 before the Shadow Fiend, because his base damage is so low, right? So he can't actually, like, CS over you. And you abuse the fact to get more denies in that matchup than the Shadow Fiend to secure your level 3 before his, which means that his raise, instead of hitting for, like, double the damage, is only going to be hitting for 100. And if you blink close, low base damage, only 1 raise he can hit you with, you commit to the kill. And after getting that advantage, Dendi just continued to snowball. It looks like we're having some lag issues again, so hopefully the stream's not down. But yeah, it's not been a smooth day.
A few frames before that, a bit of with the amount of money.
Yeah, but he was left pretty much alone.
He's dead. He's dead on my screen.
Oh wow, he is. Okay, yeah. You're ahead of me. Cheater.
Oh, we're back. We're back. So Funnick died, which was, as you said, quite a big pick-off because he had a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, he was, what, 1,800 gold? Something like that when he died?
Yeah, he's also good 200 there.
Yeah, he's even opted to skip his soul ring entirely and just go straight for the blink because he bought the recipe early on. And I don't even know if you need Soul Ring with Enchant build if you already have Bottle. Maybe he just opted out of it because Bulldog was TPing so much to top lane and mid was already winning that he just felt he could always secure the bottom rune, so he just gets a Bottle instead of finishing a Soul Ring.
I think Bulldog must have got that kill as well on Symphonic, so
yeah, he's also rich.
Very, very close. Yeah, he didn't lead to the Orchid. Yeah. Very close.
And the thing about Alliance's lineup is they actually have the heroes who can create the space for the Shadow Fiend, and they also have a 13-minute support Blink Lion. Yeah, their supports are just completely overfarmed right now. Like, Ake always plays the position 6, as people like to joke, because he always just buys everything for his team. But even he has Urn and Boots, so it's not like he's totally broke. And he's also level 8 almost. Like, I don't know, man. This is seeming pretty good for Alliance.
I guess at the same time, Dendi and Horvorst, the farm's certainly there. Dendi's been having a fantastic time in the mid lane. At the same time, Horvorst, he's been finding a lot as well himself. Face boots, Aquila, Yasha, complete. Will back himself off now as he is pretty down low indeed. Mid lane, Magicka revealing the blink, going straight onto Dendi. They won't actually have the follow control. Dendi getting very low. Throws down the Sonic wave and return. Brings down Mana, brings Podcast very low. Dendi, he's able to keep himself alive. Doesn't look like they'll find anything else here, but well, their first initiation there with a blink from Magicka, not going exactly how Alliance planned it to.
He didn't get his ulti off. I think he was really scared of getting fingers stolen or something, because it almost seemed like he hesitated, or either that or Sonico was just too fast on a lift. Either way, now Sonico level 8 himself. He's got his Urn and his Arcanes, and also has Impale stolen, which is fantastic. Or Earth Spike, excuse me. They're both Impales. Like, they're the same freaking spell, except one can be targeted and the other can't. But yeah, I mean, either team still can take this. It's a very close game. I just really liked the way that Alliance had started things off, having such a nice timing on their support, getting Blink Dagger, and the fact that Bulldog has been everywhere. Like, just standard Bulldog play, making sure that he can help his team win the lanes. And with Brewmaster split, like, we've only seen one split at 15 minutes in.
Ooh, Bulldog is going to walk into Funnick, or is Funnick walking into Bulldog here as well? Funnick gives him a little bit of a fissure. Just a friendly fissure.
He actually could have killed him, I think, if the fissure was on the other side. I think he only backed because he didn't pin him between the trees. Because if he had gotten him in that path, you can just walk in with... He has a quelling too, so Bulldog not having had the Orchid at that point, he could have enchanted, hit him and echoed, and he would have died. But fissure was a bit off the mark.
We're seeing Loader on the Brew working towards his Aghanim Scepter. He's got himself a point booster so far on the way towards that, and 1,200 gold in the bank as well. And Dendi on the Quap going for that straight up blink, straight up BKB.
You need it. No. He saw Bulldog's item progression and they already have a Lion, and he's like, okay, well, I'm against an Orchid and I'm against a Lion with a blink. If I don't have BKB, I can very easily get focused in these team fights. But with this item, he can go in, get his bursts, and then just get out of the fight if he needs to. Like, between the Gyrocopter and the Queen and a Blink Shaker also potentially soon, Navi's Power Spike is going to be pretty huge. And yeah, Funnick does have Blink, so BKB timing now. It could be a smoke actually from Navi, as they've just gotten a lot of really core items and they could just look to take a straight up fight.
Funnick and art style here. Now Sneeko, Dendi joining it as well for this 4-man smoke rotation here. Where they're going to head for. They're heading around, so they're going to ward up. They do have at the moment Gyro as well in the nearby. Horvorst just continues to find the farm, maybe hoping that Horvorst would have worked as a bait. There's not really any kind of reaction coming out from Alliance. Alliance themselves, just Pycat near at the moment. They're going to see them start to move towards this bottom lane Alliance. Maybe Navi just hoping that Horvorst is drawing them in here with the fact that he's free farming in the lane. And it seems to be working. Alliance, they're going to jump straight away onto Artstyle. And maybe if they can pick off the Lich as the start of this fight, they can there with the Dazzle. Being able to pick that one off. That's maybe going to be enough to scare Na'Vi off, and well, that's not the kind of action Na'Vi were looking for.
Good evasive play by Alliance, not getting caught out by the smoke. I mean, they didn't have any wards either, so that was just pure intuition.
Ooh, Dendi trying to turn back into this one here with the dagger onto Magicka. Pops the BKB straight away, but the heals from Ake are going to be there. Sonic Wave will clip him. I guess Dazzle just
mid-animation.
Not anticipating the fact that...
No, he did. He knew it was coming. He just didn't want to grave early, so he waited until the ulti actually was cast to try to grave, and it was just not fast enough. That was very, very close. He was trying to actually bait the ulti, I think. Just maybe baited it a bit too hard.
Bulldog, still looking very scary. Orchid, 1,200 gold as well on top of it. But Dendi's going to be a little bit harder to catch up, as we're saying. Oh, bottom lane, bottom rune. They're going to go in here. Loader onto Seneko. There's a TP in from Bulldog. There's your Orchid as well. Amplify the damage, but a nice Fisher holding back Loader from the high ground. Arcade trying to get the right clicks, and one more will do it. They do bring down Seneko. Havorce with a cooldown onto Bulldog, but it doesn't look like Na'Vi want to continue to fight this, as Alliance have already come out on top of that little engagement. Pycat now with the mech complete.
You know, if that was an Aloha Dancer Bic, he would have drunken hazed the Dazzle on the high ground because he had it stolen and then TP'd. Would have been sick. And then it's still like kind of luck if you get out because it's only 45% mischance, I think, at level 1. Would have been cool to see, but I understand that situation. Maybe just thinking you were safe because I don't think he saw the Dazzle until the first hit anyway. But Roshan now being taken here by Alliance. Na'Vi kind of close by. Don't think they'll try to contest this without the Rubik. And after it having died, I think they just run.
From Magic. He's going to find the stun onto Artstar, but Artstar's on the high ground. Funnick is hanging around as well. And do Alliance want to try and fight into this? That is the question. And would be doing so without any vision on the high ground at all, so they do back themselves up.
Yeah. Magicka didn't even notice his stun landed.
No.
Like maybe he guessed that it landed, but still, everyone quite far away.
Loader linking in onto Dendi. Seneko's going to be there with the lift and holding him back. Dendi with the haste streak. Now Bulldog comes in for the push, trying to make something happen here on this tier 1 in the mid lane. But Na'Vi, they're coming out in full force. Everybody's here for the defense. And Havorce will just quickly clean up those treants here.
I gotta say, Loda's been really on point with not getting anything good stolen. Like, he's just leaving his Drunken Haze at level 1, and Sonico has not been able to steal anything but level 1 Drunken Haze. He hasn't been able to get Split, hasn't been able to get Thunderclap. He just always gets the worst spell, which, I mean, yeah, you should know that, but it's still nice to see that he hasn't been able to get any big steals this game, if you're an Alliance fan at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the plan of action for both of these teams? Is there anyone that kind of feels that they need to up their game at this point, or both kind of comfortable taking it to the later portions?
Well, I gotta say, the Shadow Fiend still needs a little bit more time to recover. He's only got mech, it's like 20 minutes in. He probably wants BKB before he feels super safe in these team fights, or maybe he goes back for like a SNY or something like that. But he is built completely different from the previous matches we saw him, where he went Shadowblade, I believe it was, into Lincoln's when he was playing against Empire in the game that was never finished. Could be like the title of a movie or something. But yeah, I think he still needs some time.
Na'Vi, they're all here. Funnick's got the Echo Slam available. Alliance have to be careful with how far they come in. Pycat trying to clear out the treants. Funnick looking to see, waiting for that perfect time to jump in, but Magicka's already jumped in on him. Maybe Funnick waited a little bit too long with the Nature's Wrath and the finger. He does go down, so indeed Funnick just looking for that opportunity to jump in, but Alliance, they're already on top of him.
Ake's positioning was too good. Like, he couldn't find an opening to go on Pycat with Aegis and also having Shallow Grave. So instead of being able to jump, he just had to stand there. As soon as the tower dies, you're out of position, you're dead.
Oh, blink forward from Loader, getting the clap onto Seneko. Now Magicka comes in, but Magicka taking a full rocket barrage and a sonic wave to the face. Lich has thrown the ult out. It's bouncing between them all, but between the primal splits. And with that immunity, it doesn't matter. It does bounce back over to Pycat. Pycat says, Loader, can you step away, please? 2 for 2 so far. Havorce getting caught out here by the stun, but it doesn't look like the side of Alliance can pull this one down. They're going to change on the Earth Spirit. Maybe they kill Loader here. He's been left alone, and he's going to go down here. He pops down the clap, but it's not enough to stop Dendi picking up that kill. Mega kill streak for the Quap. And I kind of have a feeling that Alliance may be going a little bit too aggressive there unnecessary.
Yeah, it was a bit ham as soon as they got the Rubik. I mean, things were looking kind of good for a while, but Na'Vi did a really good job at kiting out the split. So by the time they get 1 kill, the split is pretty much over, and they only took down a Rubik. And then the person with the Aegis is not really committed to the fight anymore. Like, Pycat started running away. They're like, yeah, this is overcommitment. Our Dazzle died immediately to Dendi's burst. Just a really nice turn from Na'Vi.
Look up from both Funnick, Rubik, Havorce and Artstar here on the high ground. There's a push coming in from Pycat in the mid lane. Pycat, he's just going straight in. He is not scared one bit of this Gyro and Lich combination. There's a bit of a wraparound in the Radiant jungle coming out from Seneko and Funnick continuously. And he does, of course, have that Echo Slam, which he didn't get the opportunity to use in the last fight. Alliance, they're moving in pretty deep in the mid lane. They're going to be missing Dendi on the Quap. Funnick coming around with the wraparound, procs the Enchant Totem, looking for a jump. Alliance, they are kind of grouped up, but Loader, he blinks back and well, Funnick blinks himself away. Seneko holding back the Brewmaster here. That isn't going to be the start of this this fight. He will get himself back up. Horse dropping the cooldown straight onto Pycat now. Fisher holding Pycat under it. Blink forward from Dendi, trying to go in onto the Shadow Fiend. Shallowgrave will keep him alive. They've lost Rubik in the sidelines. Pycat's still alive here with the Shallowgrave, but surely he's going to go down. But he will, but he's got the Aegis. Horse, he's very low. He's having to run away. Arsdale throwing the blast here, trying to slow Loader down. Magica nearly finding Funnick, but Funnick's able to blink himself up to the high ground there. They lose the Rubik and Alliance. They only lose the Aegis on Pycat.
Still another really nice fight from Alliance, like getting the tier 2, being able to just go right into the tier 2 top lane as well. It's going to take too long for Na'Vi to heal up their gyro, so they can't even defend this anymore. And Shadow Fiend sacrifices his Aegis. Oh, does he want the Echo?
Oh, Magica with these plays, blinking forward with the Hex onto Dendi, following up with the Orchid. And the Orchid onto Funnick. Funnick can't do anything. There's going to be the Requiem onto both of them. Dendi will be able to blink away. Magica getting low, but the mech, the Shallowgrave's there. He's just going to TP himself out, and he will be able to escape. Blink forward from Loader, catching them all in the cloud. Force trying to turn around here with a Rocket Barrage. Snake throws out a Fade Ball, but Loader with his haste rune, he's just zipping around them all. Too fast, too furious, but they get the Funnick, and as you said, very clutch Orchid use there from Bulldog.
Bulldog, I think, saw the TP coming in, and when Funnick walked in to try to get some kind of echo going, he just never had the opportunity. I gotta say, man, I was really worried for Alliance that this Shaker would have a really big impact, because Bulldog wasn't in the lane a lot of the time, like he was ganking. So it just meant that Funnick was able to farm maybe a lot faster than Alliance wanted him to, but they're doing a really, really good job of making sure he never has an opportunity to go. Like between these heroes, it's 4 ranged heroes and a brew. How are you ever going to get a good echo against that? Like all of them are positioned so well during the fights, and Ake is never really in the front. So the only way you can catch him is if you, like, I don't know, solo echo the Dazzle or something just to kill him for no grave. And it feels like almost a waste, but maybe Na'Vi kind of have to resort to that kind of maneuver right now, because just Ake being there is making Funnick not go in.
Blink forward from Dendi here with the dagger onto Ake. Horse coming in as well with the Rocket Barrage. Ake's going to try and walk this one off, but a cooldown's going to be there to secure the kill. Dendi actually finding it with the final tick of poison. They do manage to bring down Dazzle, and all things said and done, Dendi still having a very good game, and of course they're on an unstoppable kill streak here on this Queen of Pain at 9-for-1.
Is he actually going back for a Glimmer Cape for her? I wonder why he's actually picked up the cloak.
A lot of money, hasn't he, this guy?
Yeah. I think he probably just goes Hex. Hex is amazing with BKB. Like, your initiation potential is crazy.
Funnick caught out by the Nature's Rat, and of course the help there as well from Magica. And I mean, Magica, he did get a very early blink, but he's been making a lot of magic happen with it.
There's a lot of pressure on Na'Vi right now because Alliance's team has such better picking potential. Like, being able to globally teleport, of course, with an Orchid means that the Shaker and I guess the Gyro and Queen, they can escape the ganks, but if you're Rubik or you're Lich, you kind of just instantly die. And if the Lion's there, you're dead no matter what. Like, you just get Hex and the Orchid, and finger off cooldown means that you just have no way of living. So their team is great at being able to pressure a map that they control, which right now they obviously do. It's kind of the same feeling that a Beastmaster can give you, is being able to have a lot of vision and just knowing what's going on, because the lanes are always pushed out. So instead of you needing wards, you just see them leave the base, or you can see them positioned outside of their base because they always have to push the waves that are coming in. But Alliance doing a fantastic job of utilizing the draft here.
Ake picking up a Solar Crest, and Bulldog now with a level 3 Necro Book. Dendi picks up a Void Stone, so it does indeed look like, as you said, going for that Cypher Vice.
Yeah, he kind of needs it. Like, Orchid's okay, but being able to blink in, Hex straight away, go for the Dazzle maybe. I think that honestly has to be his target.
Blink
Dendi, though.
From Magica, yeah, with the Hex straight up. They're going to follow it up with the Earth Spike, and now Bulldog coming in with the Orchid, but there's a blink forward. Funnick with the Echo Slam will bring down the line. Bulldog just trying to TP out through the tree line. He'll make it. There's nothing to stop it. And now Loader with the Primal Split, looking to continue the fight with the rocks throwing down onto Funnick, holding him up in the air, but he'll come down, and he will go down as well. Shaker for Lion. A trade, again, that the side of Alliance will be happy with.
I think solo echoing is kind of necessary for them at this point, though. They just need to get kills. Oh, they're going to find Ake here. He does have Grave. Yeah,
he does indeed. And Dendi with the double damage is going to certainly bring him low. And Snakeco's there to be able to cancel a TP if Ake was going to hope for some kind of play. But one final touch there from the Rubik brings him down. And mid lane, the Rat getting caught out here by Vorce, trying to go in, pops the BKB, really wants the Rat dead, and he will get him. Vorce bringing down Admiral Bulldog. Now Dendi moving in onto Pycat. Pycat pops the BKB, tried to turn around with one raid, but the stolen Shallow Grave from Snako, ensuring that there was no chance that Dendi was going to fall here. And, well, BKB baited.
I thought he would actually just steal Requiem when he saw it used. Because I think when you steal Requiem on Rubik, you just get the max souls like every single time. So it would have been really cool to see him get that. But still, making sure that he's going to save Dendi, also not a terrible play. And I think Sonico is actually going to be going for the Glimmer Cape. is really good. That was a really over-aggressive play, though, from Alliance. Like, Ake, I think he wanted to ward. Yeah, he had wards on him, so he definitely wanted to try to do some aggressive warding there, but he was unsuccessful, and it kind of baited his team into a bad situation to begin with, and unfortunately, Bulldog also got picked off. So, nice little swing there for Na'Vi, but I still feel like Alliance's lineup functioned better with the kind of map control that they'll be able to get, and the Na'Vi still needs some time. Like, this Gyro, now with his BKB up, he needs to work his way to a damage item, because Shadow Fiend still does quite a bit of damage. And Gyrocopter now, once he gets maybe like an MKB, I think Navi's team fight potential could be getting to the point where Alliance have to be a little bit concerned.
And with this very nice stack of Ancients here for Havorst, he's going to be well on his way to the MKB. Demon Edge already in his inventory. Roshan is up, and maybe this is going to be the next point of contention between the two sides. They're going to send the Treants in, one of them up to the high ground to just scout out the positioning here of Na'Vi and Alliance. They're just trying to recce out the area, the situation, just make sure it's safe for them to go in. They're going to go for it. Loader leading in, Pycat heading in as well with the punches. Heartstyle on the high ground, trying to get rid of the vision here from the Radiant, but Blinkfoot Echo Stab onto Loader, and Pycat, the mech is out. Sonic Wave catches them both. Pycat's been hexed up by Dendi. Dendi popped the BKB, but taking a fair bit of right click from Amber Bulldog, but Amber Bulldog will go down into Rocket Barrage. They've lost the Dazzle, they've lost the Bulldog, they've lost the Lion. They've only managed to take down the Urchin. It's a triple kill here for Havorst. He's absolutely cleaning them up, and now it's just Loader trying to retreat here. Havorst will try and chase him down. Dendi blinks forward. It might be an ultra kill here for Havorst. He's trying to go in on Loader. He has been drunken haze, but the Rocket Barrage will be enough to bring him down. Dendi will pick that one up, but it's a full team wipe against the side of Alliance, and Na'Vi, they only lose Funnick, and well, Funnick, you've got to admit, his play started that off, so hats off to the Earthshaker.
I mean, the Hex there was huge from the Queen of Pain. I mean, Bulldog almost won them the fight just by orchiding Funnick before he was able to throw out a fissure, because he only got an echo out.
Yeah.
Like, he echoed the two inside of the pit, he got immediately orchid after that, wasn't able to get any stun out on anyone, and then at that point, because the split went off, I thought Alliance were going to do really well, but Pycat just dropped so fast, Ake had to use his Grave straight away. They didn't even use Nature's Wrath. Like, Bulldog didn't get an ulti off. If you saw the end of the fight, how low everyone was, if that ulti had gone off and got some good bounces, it might have just totally equalized the playing field, but unfortunately he didn't have the time, as I think he died before BKBs ran out, so he wasn't able to deal any damage with it. Really nice turnaround from Na'Vi, though. They needed that fight very, very badly, and in the end it seems like Navi's 5-man just a little bit better than Alliance's, especially in these enclosed spaces. When you have Chain Frost, when you have Call Down, Queen ulti as well, there's just so much damage they have to deal with.
I mean, just after that fight, you know, we're seeing Havorst go straight up to having an MKB, having the Aegis, and having 2.7k gold on the guy. And what's he brought up now is that the lifesteal as well. So suddenly Gyro, look how much money he's got as well, 17,500 against the highest on the side of Alliance, which is the 13k on your Bulldog.
Yeah, his farm's going to get out of control now. He's just been left alone, I guess, for a little bit too long. But the Roshan fight is really the biggest deal so far, is like, when they got echoed, the Shadow Fiend was already like at half HP, just from the echo. So him having to BKB at like 60% health, even with a mech and a Dazzle Grave, like, he never was really able to come back into the fight. He couldn't do anything big. Like, he couldn't get a nice Requiem. He kind of just like stood there and had to auto attack. So I don't know. It wasn't really the greatest of engagements for Alliance. And it's going to hurt him, because now Na'Vi are feeling fairly confident here walking down middle lane.
Indeed, Bulldog and Magic trying to rat it out here on the top lane, but the pressure is indeed coming from Na'Vi here in the mid. Hanging around here, waiting for the creep wave and waiting to go in again potentially. Just kind of checking it out, but I guess, as you said, Na'Vi feeling very comfortable and feeling that they don't really need to pressure anything. I mean, if anything, the biggest threat at the moment from Alliance is the rat potential from the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, the thing is, though, like, Bulldog had really good farm a little while ago, and he's even opted to go for the Blink Daggers, so he is going for more of the, not passive play, but just idly push out the lanes, because he realizes that fighting 5 versus 5 against Na'Vi, even with the Brewmaster having an Aghanim soon, it seems a little bit too hard right now. Like, they have too many BKBs, the Brewmaster doesn't really feel as potent as he was before, and it's just getting to a stage where a couple of their heroes are just straight up falling off. Like, unless they find an opening, like, they need to engage with the Lion, get a nice Hex, kill somebody straight up and try to take the fight that way.
Lame, blink over the air spike into the finger, and then the Hex and the Orchid onto Funnick. Every game thrown down, but Dendi comes in with the Glimmer Cape. Funnick just walks it off. Bulldog tries to TP away. He won't make it. He will go down here. Again, Na'Vi just outplaying the intentions of Alliance there.
Glimmer boys. What an item. There was no way Dendi was living, or excuse me, no way Funnick was living there if Dendi didn't Glimmer Cape him. Like 100% dead otherwise. And we can now see the strength of that item, especially on a hero who's so mobile. Like you can just blink in from 1300 range. Now the cast range of Glimmer Cape is also like insane. You're having some more lag issues here, but still, anyone's game. I do kind of favor Na'Vi though, just because it's going to be hard for Bulldog to do a lot of ratting on his own when there's a Blink Hex Queen on the other team, and also a Blink and Rubik. He went for a Glimmer Cape as well, so they have multiple avenues of engaging on him, right? Like the Queen can Glimmer Cape into position, blink forward, go for an immediate Hex, and they can just kill him that way. The Rubik can Glimmer in. There's a lot of uses of the item.
We were just getting a little bit of a lag here, unfortunately, but no one's died. You've not missed anything too major so yet, so don't you worry, boys. Top lane, Dendi just pushing out, and bottom lane, Na'Vi, the 4-man, heading into the Radiant jungle here. But at the same time, Alliance, they are out towards the mid lane. Horst leading the way with the double damage. Wants to try and get some pressure onto this tier 2 on the bottom lane and see what they can do in terms of tower damage. And here we go, Horst obviously hitting very hard with the MKB and still with the usage of the double damage. Should be able to find this tower. The fortification will come out from the side of Alliance. Top lane, they're looking potentially to go on to Dendi here. Blink 4 from Magicka, finds the Hex. There's your Orchid. They're going to need to stun him as well to make sure he can't get the BKB out the finger. Everything is enough, only just though to burst down Dendi.
They also get the gem off of him, which is huge. Like that pick is very important. Like getting somebody as important as Dendi off of that for a while. They do lose their tier 2, but I still think it's okay. I don't think fighting into Na'Vi is what Alliance want to do. Navi's 5-man is so strong. Like normally a team with the Brewmaster with Aghanims and Blink, you're like, yeah, this team should win the fight. But all the important heroes of Na'Vi have BKB. So Dendi and the Gyro both having BKB means a couple of flat cannon shots pretty much kill the Lion at this point. Like Magicka, he's got 800 health. Like 4 or 5 flat cannon shots kill him, just straight up. So he has to be very careful about his positioning. And just in general, like Havos is just out farming everyone. Even Pycat doesn't really have that. Like he's got okay.
Havos getting caught out by a Hex. Blink 4 from Loader here with the clap, but he's going to held back by the telekinesis. Now your BKB's popping home for Havos. Pops down the cooldown, trying to chase down Magicka. Won't be able to do it. Backs himself out. And now they're going to go on to Loader, but Loader with the primal splits. And Nako goes down here. Na'Vi, they're down one. They're still missing Dendi, of course, from that engagement on the top lane. They might lose Havos here as well. That's going to be a double kill here for Bulldog. Holding Arstal in place as well. He will fall as well. 3 heroes falling down in that engagement. Finally, Dendi comes back to the map, but...
Wait, did he just get a Daedalus during that fight? He did, didn't he? Yeah. The Shadow Fiend did not have a Daedalus before that started, but I think the Courier brought it to him, like right when the engagement kicked off. So really nice turn again from Alliance, making sure that they don't take a direct 5-man. Like that's the most important thing for their lineup, is they're never really engaging into everyone at the same time. They're just getting picks, and that's exactly how they need to play this to win.
And here comes the push up onto the high ground, on towards the tier 3. Na'Vi still down 3 heroes. They're going to buy back here on the Havos Gyrocopter. And that might be enough to spook Alliance back for the time being.
Yeah, I think it should be. Like pushing right now is still pretty darn dangerous, especially considering, well, the Roshan clock for me is broken. I don't know about everyone else, but oh, it works for Webos. That's good.
Yeah, it works for me. Yeah.
So it's only a couple minutes until it's going to be up again, and I would imagine that's going to be the next point of contention. Maybe they try to push in the tier 2 bottom lane if you're Alliance, but everything else, just push out lanes as hard as you can. Make sure you're ratting until Roshan spawns, and try to push the enemy team out of position so you can secure Rosh, or just try to fight them for it.
There's a lot of money here on, of course, the Admiral Bulldog Nations profit. 4.2k gold. What could he be thinking about as his next item after the Blink?
I think he wants a right-click item, actually. Like, even going something like AC isn't too bad. Like, or maybe BKB as well, just to get away. No, he wants more pushing, so he goes for the Maelstrom into Mjolnir, which is still a right-click item, basically. It just helps you push out the waves a little bit better. You can throw out the buff, like the Mjolnir buff on a creep or something, or a tree, and just walk it down a lane, and it pushes the wave out idly without you even having to be there. So it's definitely a good pickup for Prophet.
26 to 25 at the moment, 36 minutes in. Na'Vi grouping up again into the Radiant jungle, but at the same time, Alliance, they're on the other side of the map. They're working on a bit of a push themselves on the top lane. Pycat was trying to find some farm in the mid lane, and Pycat, he is catching up here on this SF. Obviously, we saw him pick up the Daedalus, now with 1900 gold as well. So, I mean, when we get into the late game, though, Gyro versus an SF in terms of right-click damage potential, I guess, I don't know, can you bring down the Horse Gyros?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yep.
Like, that's the whole reason you buy Daedalus, is you want to be able to just hit one target really hard. Because you're never going to beat a Gyro in terms of AoE damage, because Flat Cannon's just too good. Oh, Havost, he's manning up right now.
He found Loader. He wants to go for some. Pops down the homing missile. There's going to be the Hex there as well from Dendi and the Sonic Wave, and Loader just gets blown up, taken out, deleted from the game. Ake with the Shallow Grave trying to run away from the power of Na'Vi, but they hold him in place there. They'll bring him down as well, and Alliance just getting quite out of position there.
That was so insane. Like, Avos had no fear. He knew exactly what he was walking into. Just walking through, had the phase boots popped and everything. Found probably one of the best targets that you could ask for. And Ake, unfortunately, not in range to Grave, also ends up giving up his own life. But still, they show they have the power to kill the Brew before it's split. And that's kind of a scary thing to think about.
It is indeed, especially considering that position 1, and Satanic very nearly finished on her Vorst. He just needs to find that final 600 gold towards the Reaver. And this is a very, very stacked Gyrocopter at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't really... He doesn't have the big, like, single target damage, but he has the spread damage. So, like, Flat Cannon and Cooldown are his utilities. Like, he just does damage to the supports idly by being there. He also hits Bulldog. He's a bit tankier, but still, over the course of the fight, if you eat every single Flat Cannon shot, he hits for over 300. So if you take all 6 shots, it's going to be like 1800 damage before mitigation that you're just taking straight up, which is a ton. In comparison to Shadow Fiend, who he Requiems to reduce damage taken most of the time during the end game, because getting a good Requiem point blank is not really that easy. And then you just right-click one person and hope that you crit and kill them straight up. So they function differently. It's just not the same kind of style for Alliance. So they're looking, again, more of the pick and push, pressure lanes, use their profit as much as they can, where Na'Vi, they desperately want the fight. Like, they want the 5-man, but the question is, are Alliance ever going to give it to them?
The Bulldog now with a totally complete Mjolnir as well. It's a very even game, arguably. I mean, 39 minutes in, both teams certainly proving that they can come on top of these engagements. And both teams at the moment playing a little bit passive in the sense, you know, they're hanging back, they're looking to get their farm up on their cores. And that certainly is becoming the case. Pycat, did he buy anything with that money he had on top of the Daedalus?
No, he's sitting on 3.6k.
3.6k. What do you think he will go for after the Daedalus?
Butterfly is not that good because Jar already has MKB, but maybe he goes back for Lifesteal? I'm not sure. I think Lifesteal is, with BKB in the late game, like having a Satanic is one of the best late game items ever, especially when you have Daedalus, because one crit brings you back to like full HP, and sometimes you're going to need that against what the Na'Vi currently have, and they're smoked up here. They are trying to fight around Roche. This is a positioning smoke here. They're going to see that Alliance isn't around. Not yet, anyway.
Roche is up, but there is the Bulldog Treant there. Do they still want to go for it? No, they're going to keep themselves under cover.
That Invis wound.
Well, now they're going to go for it. So Alliance, Loader catching this one out, indeed, with the Invis rune. Are you going to go for it, Loader? Who's he going to go for first? He's heading up to the high ground, keeping tabs on Dendi.
They're scouting out Dendi.
Can Alliance kind of, you know, capitalize on this and look for some aggression? Bulldog, he's just applying the pressure on the top, ratting it up. Loader's gone in here with the primal split, holding it forced out of the fight. Dendi will TP out with the BKB, will be able to get himself away. They're chasing down Artstyle. Seneko will go for the TP out. Will not, yes, he will make it. The damage wasn't quite there. They have brought down Artstyle here on the Lich, but Avorst turning up now with the damage onto Pycat. There's going to be the Hex just in time from Magicka onto Avorst. He's not got enough mana for the stun, tries to suck it off. Funnick with the Fisher though, holding them all in place. Is a 1-for-1 so far. Shadow Fiend for the Lich.
They don't have damage.
He's looking for more. He's trying to find Loader. Loader's just having to turn and run here. He's trying to juke it out. He'll go down for a double kill for Horse. And now Ake, he could be in trouble. All whilst this is going on though, Admiral Bulldog, he's applying the rat. Alliance, Ake, he goes down, but they're just creating space. Top lane, goodbye to your ranged racks. Now Artstyle comes in. He offers himself up to the Bulldog God, and Artstyle will fall here. Bulldog happily takes that. Funnick trying to come in. Seneco's there as well, but Bulldog, he's already taken half the top racks. Finds finds the kill as well. Funnick will find the Fissure onto Bulldog. Can they kill him? Echo Slam as well. There's the stolen finger from Seneko, and with that they do kill the rat, but the rat of course has already done some damage.
He got the top Ranger Axe, which is okay. Like, given the circumstances, I think he realized the fight around Roshan was already over, but you just saw there, if the Shadow Fiend dies, they have no physical damage at all to kill the Gyro. Like, none. There were 4 heroes there, and it was just Funnick and that Gyro, and they fought and won. Like, Dendi TP'd back at the start, right? And then he's tried to stop Bulldog, he hexed him, forced him away. They continue fighting around Roche. Dendi runs back down bottom, and that's why Bulldog decided to go in on top. But if Bulldog isn't at the fight, they can't right-click down the Gyro. It's impossible. And since there's MKB, even having the Drunken Haze on him does nothing. So it's still very, very scary for Alliance right now. The rat tactic might be their only tactic at this point.
Oh, Magic on the line, picked up a point boost after the Yules. Going to go for that old Aghanim Scepter.
Yep.
That's always a little bit of fun.
It's really nice because the cooldown goes to 20 seconds when you're level 16. And of course, there is always the opportunity for a couple of heroes standing on top of each other. You get a nice ulti that brings them all to like half health at the start. It's always very effective. Or you could just use it to casually push if you're bored. Just throw out a finger or two.
Pycat still stockpiling that gold. Dendi, he picks himself up an E-Blade now on the quad.
It's really good to save supports and such, or even save yourself. If you ever get like right-clicked and you want to also throw out an E-Blade aggressively if you want to try to go for a kill.
Top lane, here we go. Dendi with the Hex onto Bulldog, the E-Blade as well. Is there enough burst damage here? Bulldog's still alive here. Who's going to be able to orc it up? Dendi just turns and fights with the Mjolnir, and with the control from Magicka, they will be able to pop down the Aegis. Now they're going to look to TP out. Magicka gets out, so does Bulldog, and they do need to get themselves back to base because the push is coming in. And now Pycat, well, he's trying to take a page out of Bulldog's books, trying to go for a bit of split push, bit of rat himself, and he will get himself up onto the tier 3. He might need to come back and defend this middle lane. While Bulldog says, screw the middle lane, I'm going to join you, Pycat. We're going to look some for action in the base here. Middle lane, the fight's kicking off, loaded with the primal split. Na'Vi have broken the tier 3, but it looks like Alliance are dead. Might have broken Artstar. Indeed, the Brewlings, all that's left is the Earth one. Is having to run away from a Vorst. He might be able to kill Brewmaster through it. There's going to be a very nice stun from the high ground, catching them all out. Top lane, Funnick and Dendi going in will be able to bring down Pycat. Pycat falls there from the push on the bottom lane, and the Vorst going in onto Ake. There's going to be telekinesis from Seneko. Rocket Barrage as well brings down your Dazzle. Artstar, Loda tried to go in onto the Artstar Lich, but he wasn't able to burst him down. And now Loda, he's on the retreat. Seneko and trying to chase this one down. Loda a little bit too speedy. Top lane, Bulldogs continue to rat. Nearly brings Dendi down. Dendi has to blink out. There's going to be a blink in from Funnick as he goes in onto Bulldog. There's your side from Dendi. Dendi will be able to kill the Nature's Prophet. Now back to the mid lane of Vorst and Seneko. They continue to push. Magicka finds the stun onto her Vorst, and now the blink 4 from Loda trying to go onto them again. But a Vorst, Artstar and Seneko, they should be able to bring Loda down. He's very low. There's going to be the mech from Pycat keeping him alive. That might be just enough. Loda gets himself out. They've lost the Lich. They've lost Rubik as well, as Bulldog finds himself a double kill. And now a Vorst, he might be in a bit of trouble. Pops the cheese. Now trying to turn onto Bulldog, but Bulldog, he's running away. A Vorst has been psyched up. Loda getting low. Walk out of the cooldown. A Vorst pops the BKB. He dies. Now Dendi joins to the fight, trying to go on for Magicka. Magicka, he sucks off Dendi, and Bulldog will kill him. It's an ultra kill for Bulldog. What the hell is happening, Andy?
Havos is being very stubborn with his BKB. That's what's happening. Like, he probably could have turned at any point with BKB and cheese and just bought enough time for Dendi to actually be there. But instead, he waits a really long time, runs to low ground, gets hexed, and by the time he's able to pop his BKB Satanic, he's too low to recover the health that he's lost, and he just ends up dying. So there is double buyback on the side of Na'Vi. Both Dendi and Havos can come out, but there's no Shaker ulti for about 10 seconds, so there's going to be some damage dealt to the tier 3. But Na'Vi have Glyph. Yeah. So I would be surprised if they actually break base here, especially considering how much they've used, but there is split available.
Dendi bleeds in, gets the Siphon to Bulldog. He wants to go for some action, and with the burst damage, the E-Blade as well, bringing down Bulldog to about 25%. Now there's the backup. They've killed the rat, and the rat's dead for 110 seconds. Echo Slam holding Ake under the cooldown. A lot of hate there for the Swedish god. He's down as well. 2 heroes down on the side of Alliance. Artstar, he's looking to clear out this push coming out from the treants that Bulldog has left in his wake, and with the help of the Fisher, they will be able to stop that push and keep their racks alive here. Oh, it's all kicking off here, 32 to 37. 2 heroes down at the moment on the side of Alliance. Silver Edge has been the item of choice for Pycat.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's just an item when you want Shadowblade to make your inventory slot more viable for the late game. Like otherwise, you're just sitting on a 2,800 gold item. And here come Na'Vi. They're just barreling down middle lane. They definitely want this Rax. And in the meantime, Alliance are doing what they can to try to rat without the rat.
I was going to say, where's your rat now?
Yeah, he diebacked, so.
Where's your rat now, boys? Na'Vi, they're up to the mid lane, and they should be able to clear out these mid racks. And well, screw the racks. They're going to go for game.
Throne.
They're going to go straight for the
There's still a minute left on
Bulldog.
Bulldog. There's no way they're going to be able to stop this, I think. Like, does anyone have buyback at all on Alliance? No, no one has buyback, so no one can actually, like, suicide to buy time. This is actually going to be really close. Can they do this?
Yeah, they're going to go straight here onto the second tier 4. Loda trying to stop at the push of the Dragon Hate. Link forwards, finds the cap, but he gets hexed up straight away. There will be the Shallow Grave there to help him out. Will he be able to get off the Primal Split? He will be able to get it off, but last time we saw how quickly Force was able to eat through him. And Dendi, he's just hitting the throne. He's just going for game. Magica gets low. There's going to be Chain Frost flying out to the line. Line goes down. Line's going to buy back Na'Vi. They've lost 3 heroes. Pycat, he's just cleaning up, but Dendi and Force, they're still alive. Pycat will pop the BKB, trying to get himself out. Magica going to look for the Hex, but Dendi pops his BKB, gets the dagger onto Magica, and he's not going to chase down the line. Vorst, he's just going for game. He's just hitting the Ancient, but Pycat and Magica, they're still there. Bulldog's going to be back in 12 seconds. He will get hexed up, of course, but he's already got the Rocket Barrage out. Loda here, trying to get himself back in, but gets caught out by a Fisher. Of course, bringing Loda low, but the Shallow Grave keeping him up. Funnick trying to look for the stun, looking for the control. There's your Echo Slam to hold Loda back, but with the heal from Dazzle, Loda's still alive. He will go down. They do lose Funnick, and now Bulldog, he's returned to the game. Of course, he gets hexed up again by Magica. He's got an Earth Spike as well to control. Of course, there's your finger. Horse goes down. It's a double kill for Pycat. Na'Vi, they've got 3 people off the map. Queen of Pain and Rubik, the only ones surviving, and now, it looks like they're going to try and get a push on themselves. So Na'Vi, they go for game, but they don't have what it takes to really take it. And Alliance hold themselves into this one, Andy.
The only reason they're in the game right now is because the Lion actually got buyback gold during the fight. Like, when they were fighting, he didn't have enough, but then he got enough, like, as he died, and he was able to bring himself back in and disable long enough for the Bulldog Prophet to make himself back into the game. But why does this always happen when these two teams play each other? It's always like the craziest games every single time.
And we love it.
Yeah, and there's still like 75 seconds left on the gyro, 50 on Funnick. Now, can Na'Vi actually defend this? Because this is going to be 4-hero push. They don't have the right clicks, though. That's the problem.
And Bulldog as well, he's got the BKB. The classic just stand there, hit the Ancient, and don't care what's going on. He's going to pop the BKB, going into Snako here. Snako will get forced off back. Dendi with a Glimmer Cake, trying to give a bit of a tickle here to Bulldog. And Dendi's hitting pretty damn hard here. Pycat, he's been armored up, and he's going to focus his attention to the Rax in the lane. Dendi's coming in, pops the BKB, trying to burst down Bulldog. Bulldog's still alive. There's going to be the Shallow Grave to help him out. Chain Frost bouncing through. Bulldog, he's down to 1 HP. He is ticking down to the poison damage. Does need to make sure the heals are there for the Ake, and they are indeed. Dendi comes in, gets orchided up. There's going to be a Scythe. The Hex from Magica, followed up by the Earth Spike, and there's your finger, but it's not enough to bring Dendi down. Pycat, he's found himself a kill onto Snako, and he's continuing to just hit the middle racks. That's going to be hard to mid-rack. This is going to be Mega Creeps favoring the side of Alliance now. And Na'Vi, they're just looking in worse and worse shape as this game goes on.
Oh, that was like such heartbreaking like stuff for Na'Vi. Like, they push down middle lane. They're assuming there's not really that many buybacks on Alliance. They know that Bulldog dieback, like 100%. And instead of just going to equalize racks, they go for the throne. I thought they would be able to do it, but Magica's buyback kind of secured them the time that they needed in order for everyone else on Alliance to be able to successfully defend the base. And off that, their gyro didn't have buyout, so now it's just an all-in. Like, the only choice left for Na'Vi is to try to all-in down middle lane. It's a naked throne, and just try to win that way. But when you have Bulldog on the rat, man, it's hard. Your base is going to be taking damage.
I think we need to see the Horse Rapiers come out.
He doesn't have anywhere near enough money for that. Like, he would have to sell his Talisman of Evasion, and then he would have to buy a Rapier from, like, what, 40% of the money that you need to actually get it? Roshan's up too, but I don't know, man. I think Alliance have secured this by getting Megas.
As a Scythe now, complete for Pycat. Bulldog. He's just chilling out there. Loda might get caught out here. Loda, this is not your base. And
that's no buyback. That's 80 seconds down. It's pushing against Megas, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but there is potential for them to counter push. It's just, oh man, with Prophet and Megas, it's so unbelievably hard to come back from that.
I mean, Dazzle's got Aghanims as well.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. This is a crazy game. I really thought Na'Vi had won it when they killed Bulldog again.
I mean, do you think, was that the best movement for Na'Vi to just go straight for the game at that point? Would they have been in a better position if they just went for extra racks here?
Well, yeah, because it would have been easier to retreat from the base. When you're going throne, you actually don't really have a chance of backing, because there's so many places inside of the base to TP behind the enemy team as they're running back. So you can't really get out if you're going for a throne when the other two sets of lanes are alive still. But if you go for racks, retreating is a lot easier because there's a really short path between you and the exit. So
look at this, Vorst and Funnick. They've been sent out as the pushers here on the side of Na'Vi, but Pycat's coming in. He's got himself a Cypher Vice. Oh, here comes Bulldog as well. This could not be great. The Fish are actually catching out Pycat, but now with the Orchid onto Funnick. Funnick goes down. Vorst will get the BKB off, trying to fight this one off, trying to get the ball, but now as the BKB wears out, there's going to be the first Hex from Magicka. There's your Spike, the finger. Vorst is now down for a good 90 or so seconds without buyback, and now they might lose to Neko as well. He's trying to TP himself out. He will make it. Now there's two heroes down on the side of Na'Vi, and Loader is now back up on the Brewmaster.
Well, I think those two kills kind of just secure the game for Alliance. Neither of them having buyback means that the lanes are just going to be pushing way too hard. Like, the only people who can really push out the waves are the Queen and the Gyro. So when those two heroes are dead, you have no lane counter push at all. And then you also have no way of being able to defend your base either, because Gyro is maybe the only way that they can kill Shadow Fiend at this point. And Pycat even has Hex, so there's buyback on Prophet again. So even if Bulldog dies, even if the Shadow Fiend dies, they can both buy out. This is could be looking like GG here.
There's Trey onto Tier 4 as Dendi blinks forward the E-Blade onto Pycat, but he is sucked up straight away. He will fall. Dendi down. He will buy back. Jara buys back as well. Maybe they can look for some kind of defense. Vorst with the BKB trying to clear out these creeps. Isn't going to find anyone on the side of Alliance. Primal Split comes out on Loader. Vorst has been hexed up, silenced up, stunned up, everything up. He's been fingered up, and he might get caught out here. He will indeed. He goes down. And now it's just looking like Alliance dismantling Na'Vi piece by piece. GG is indeed called, and the first game of this two-game series going to the side of Alliance. And well, let's hope the second game was more of the first one, because that was a lot of action.
That was a crazy game. The funny part about that is there were two times where the team who was defending didn't have buyback, but gained buyback as the push was happening. So Vorst didn't have buyback until they got to the base. And then he had buyback, but it didn't matter because Alliance had already mega'd them. And megas and the King of the Rats, I seriously doubt you can defend against all that.
Not at all. I mean, do you feel going into next draft-wise for you, was there any kind of weaknesses, or do you feel the draft was
I
bang
felt
on
like
for
Na'Vi
both?
actually had a really big advantage.